All right, let's talk about Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers, who had a really effective day here against a Giants team that is certainly reeling, and we'll talk about their issues in this game. But as a whole, the Buccaneers offense did a lot of really nice things, so we'll talk about what they did well. Before I get into it, though, I will mention I do have a movie channel. If you like watching movies, talking about movies, I just uploaded a bunch of movie reviews and a couple other like general topic movie stuff things, so check that out if it seems like your kind of thing. The link is in the description below. It is called Jackson Kruger Movies. But yeah, let's talk some Baker Mayfield. Let's start off with this play. What's going to happen here is it's a simple play, but this is really, I think, how the Buccaneers want their offense to work, especially against a zone coverage defense like the Giants run, which is it's cover 3 zone that the Giants are in, and the Buccaneers have really a perfect concept to beat this. First, they're going to have Cade Otton run a route that you see on the screen. Worth mentioning, this is on the opposite side of where Evans is. That's where you saw a lot of them working, was Evans is going to take away some attention. That's fine. Let him take away that attention. Let's work on the other side of the field. You have Otton kind of clearing out that Giants player who's covering more over the middle. And then you have Jalen McMillan who's going to run over, and he's going to kind of get into where that, where there is a potential gap there. That's the way this is going to work. Watch. Mayfield takes the snap, looks over, and this play is working as designed. McMillan is getting open, but here is the real value of Mayfield is he's already in a throwing motion. He's getting rid of the ball very quickly. That's something you see a lot with him, is he's not afraid to pull the trigger. As you see, really well-thrown football is able to make, this play work and actually get 11 yards on that play as well. Good job by McMillan to run after the catch and pick up a little bit more. But again, it's simple, it's easy, but on a 3rd down and 3, that's an important play to be able to pull off. Heading over here, we definitely saw some Mike Evans stuff here. It wasn't just with him getting the ball, but with him being a decoy. So it's interesting. The Giants, again, this is just what's going to happen with teams down the stretch, is Evans is very clearly the Buccaneers' best wide receiver. He's going to get extra attention in every game he plays. He just is. So what are the Buccaneers trying to do to counter that? Well, Giants are in a quarters coverage concept here, so no matter where Evans runs, if it's down the field, it's going to be double coverage. So let's not have him run down the field. Instead, he's going to run that route right there. Not the deadliest route in the world, but it can, use your best receivers in the spot of weakness here. And in fact, Mayfield isn't even going to initially look here. Watch. Mayfield first looks towards his left, eventually gets over towards Mike Evans as he's going to scramble outside the pocket. It's interesting right here. This kind of just goes to show the chemistry these two guys have. I think a lot of players would just try to, go a little bit closer to the sideline, see if they can generate a window, try and pick up the first down on a 2nd down and 8. But for Mayfield here, and really for Evans here, I should say, it's kind of him making this decision. He says, well, there's more space downfield. I'm going to run there instead, which, again, is dangerous because if Mayfield throws to the sideline and Evans runs over the middle of the field, that's how pick sixes can happen. Watch as Mayfield's going to run, and then he hits Evans, who's running towards the middle of the field. Really good throw there as well, and they're able to pick up a nice chunk play on that one. So really good stuff there. Heading over here, we saw Mayfield scramble on some of those on that last play. Definitely his rushing ability is part of the Buccaneers. How they operate is Mayfield's a part of what they do. His rushing is an option, and you're going to see it on a play like this, where this is the one that got the celebration is what got all the attention. But it was a great play by Mayfield. Watch as when he takes the snap, he's going to look over the middle of the field, doesn't love what he sees, but the Giants, who, I gotta say, could have done a better job at containing Mayfield on some of these plays, did not really contain him here. You see Rachaad White, he's reading the play, and again, this is part of how, you have to operate when you have a quarterback who scrambles, is you have to know that if he steps up, sometimes you got to block. It's a little dangerous because now Mayfield can't throw. He has to make sure he runs, but he's running here either way. You'd expect him to run like that, right? Because that's where White's blocking, so sure, run up the middle, maybe you can pick up the touchdown that way, but because that's what the Giants are expecting, Mayfield instead cuts more towards the bottom of the screen, and because of that, he's able to fly into the end zone. He fumbles after he crossed the goal line, so it is a touchdown there, and then he does the Tommy DeVito celebration. So just really good stuff here. This is a scramble, but honestly, they use Mayfield's legs to their benefit. The play calling does this. They ran this play as well, which I don't get how you're supposed to stop this, to be honest. I mean, we see the Ravens. I feel like this is one of their most deadly plays. The Buccaneers are going to use it here. Other teams do it as well, but it's so deadly where the Giants are in a cover 1 man play on a 3rd and 4. And you might be thinking, okay, do we take a shot down the field? Well, the Buccaneers, they feel like they have a play that can work here. they're simply just going to have their 5 offensive linemen block the 5 Giants players who are kind of over the middle of the field, right? I mean, who else can make a play? All the, other players over the middle of the field are covering someone else in man coverage. They can't get over to stop Baker Mayfield. And the only other player left is the safety who is deep. So because it's a quarterback run instead of a halfback run, if it was a halfback run, you'd have an extra guy who can come over and make the play. But since it isn't, I mean, what do you do? Well, the answer is you get blocked out of the way. Again, I mean, what you really do is hopefully someone can win their one-on-one matchup. And a Giants player kind of did, but it was too late in the play. Mayfield gets past the first down marker. I got to give a note here to Baker on this one. Just go down. I mean, you can just slide right here. Like, you don't need to make sure you get out of bounds. Instead, he kind of tries to reach forward, and the Giants player knocked his arm out. Mayfield took exception to that, but, like, the Giants player's allowed to play if you're on the field, right? I mean, you're sticking the ball out. He's allowed to try and knock it out. Like, that's just, I think that was not the best decision by Mayfield. Hey, he plays the fire, he plays the passion, but don't know if he had to do that here. A play like this I also really liked from Mayfield and the Bucs. So this is going to be a zone coverage concept, and it again is going to show the value of Evans even when he's not getting the football. So it's a cover 2 zone that the Giants are in. Evans is going to run that route right there. It's also worth mentioning, Giants are a bit discombobulated here, trying to get in position before this play even begins, so that always helps the offense, right? But then you're going to have Cade Otton run a route, kind of following Evans' route. Hopefully for the Bucs, Evans can, get some pressure down the field, get some attention down the field. The play action can hopefully get the Giants players who are covering over the middle further in, and you can get Otton open. As you see, that's exactly what happens. Mayfield runs the play action. Otton does get wide open right here. Again, Giants could have played this better, but it is hard. I mean, the Bucs are, they have an effective running game. You got to pay attention to Evans. Like, yes, someone should have picked this up, but it's difficult, and Liam Cohen is taking advantage of that. As you see, Mayfield, of course, not going to miss that throw, able to pick up a huge gain and able to, move the ball down the field. So really good stuff there by the entire Buccaneers. That takes a lot of guys to make that play work, right? The play action has to work. Cade Otton has to run the route well. Evans has to run the route well, but everyone does what they needed to do. And then heading over here, probably, I think the best throw of the game by Baker Mayfield. It's going to be a zone blitz, actually, that the Giants are going to try and pull off. And I'm going to be honest, maybe not the best zone blitz you'll see. Because you see that, pressure doesn't really get there at all. There does appear to be a window, although it's really quickly closing right here. Number 3 for the Giants right here. That's Deonte Banks doing a good job at trying to close this gap. So at least you're making the throw part difficult, but the issue is, watch this throw from Mayfield. As you see, he gets it over Banks. They're able to pick up a huge gain right there. That led to another touchdown rush for Tampa Bay, one of many in this game. So, yeah, very good play here by the Buccaneers to do that. Very good play by Baker Mayfield. We saw a lot of good plays from Baker Mayfield. The Bucs feel back here. Just the Giants, we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, as a whole, very good stuff. At least that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.